Hello everyone! In the traditional greeting of a Loading Ready Run YouTube update, it has been a while since we've done one of these. We've set ourselves what we think is an achievable goal of 4 of these over the course of the year, sort of like quarterly. We'll see how that goes together. Before I get too deep into the fun stuff of the YouTube update, I just want to acknowledge that it's been a rough 3 years. I mean, it was a rough 2 years for nearly everybody at Loading Ready Run, and then just when it felt like things were getting back to normal here at the Moonbase, it became significantly worse for me personally, and that had a huge knock-on effect for everybody that works here, and projects that we wanted to do in 2022 had to get pushed back. I'm doing much better now, so that's nice, but now we find ourselves here in 2023 with a lot of stuff on our plate. First up, though, I want to preface this, as always, by saying thank you and reminding you that we can only do this because of your direct support, whether it's here on YouTube, on our Twitch, or the Patreon at patreon.com/loadingreadyrun. Loading Ready Run itself is now made up of about 17 people. Nearly half of that are full-time employees, with the others varying degrees of part-time. And our goal, of course, as always, is to make it so that everyone can be full-time if they want. And we're only able to get as far as we have through your direct support, and it means the world to us. And obviously we do have other sources of income, from our contracts with Wizards of the Coast to our long-running relationship with Card Kingdom, sponsored streams, ad revenue, merch sales, but the vast majority of it comes directly from you. So thank you. Whether you're a YouTube member, a Twitch subscriber, or a Patreon backer, it is thanks to you that we are able to do this. If you are not one of those people and would like to support us, all the links are in the description below. And if you're not one of those people and are unable or don't want to support us directly, that is also okay. I'm just glad that you're here, so thank you for that. Now, onto the fun stuff, the hashtag content, if you will. I'm gonna start right off the bat by saying we're only talking about some specific things today, so if there's a particular thing that we do or have done in the past that you are excited to hear about and I don't mention it, that doesn't mean it's dead and gone, and you really don't need to leave a comment asking, but what about this? When we have something to tell you about it, we will tell you. We're gonna start with streams. Please join me in Studio A. Joke's on you, there's no news. Which is to say, if you watch our streams at twitch.tv/loadingreadyrun, you're not going to notice any sweeping changes for this year. We're always experimenting, trying new stuff, so you might see some special things pop up once or twice over the course of the year, but, nothing major. If you don't watch our streams, check them out. We have a calendar page at loadingreadyrun.com/live that shows all the upcoming stuff for the week. We stream a lot. And if you do want to watch that stuff, but don't want to go to Twitch, want to stay here on YouTube, that's cool, because all of the VODs, in a couple different forms, are brought here across our various YouTube channels. Speaking of our YouTube channels, in our last YouTube update in July, I promise we'll try to be better this year, we talked about the big channel split, and if you missed it, here's a quick recap. We made 2 new YouTube channels to better try to categorize our content and make it easier for people to find, and they can follow the things that they're interested in and not follow the things that they're not interested in. We made Loading Ready Run video games at LRR. This is the home for edited video game content. So this currently hosts edited VODs of 9 o'clock, Let's Nope, and Watch and Play, as well as the Chill Point stream, the return of Unskippable, and of course the weekly news show Checkpoint. With that was Loading Ready Run Tabletop at LRRTT, which is where you can find the VODs of AFK and the Long Game, as well as the home of Dice Friends and our new show Back in the Box. So, how's all that going? Well, the TLDR is pretty good, though we do want to get better at telling people that those channels exist. So, speaking of which, those channels exist. If you're not subscribed to them, please go subscribe to them if that's something you're into. Let's talk about how all the content on those channels is going. Checkpoint and Chill Point, going great, no notes. We haven't quite got our feet under us with the express edits of Let's Nope, 9 o'clock, and Watch and Play, and that's something that we're looking to improve so that they're a little more concurrent with the actual shows. But the reception's been positive. The return of Unskippable, which I'm very happy about, has also been going well. You'll notice that so far it's been just the older episodes being re-uploaded with improved audio and visuals where possible. But while we have no date for it, Paul and I and others here have been working on new episodes, and we're looking forward to bringing you a season of Unskippable at some point. Over on the Tabletop channel, the VODs of AFK and the Long Game, fairly self-explanatory, those are going great. Back in the Box is a new show that we tried that wasn't quite landing for us, so we took a step back, tweaked a couple things, and you'll see some new episodes of that coming soon. And Dice Friends, at time of recording, is still in the TBD realm. We have plans, we have DMs with ideas, we just got to figure out what exactly is happening for Dice Friends in 2023, and when we know, we'll tell you. And a reminder, of course, we have the LRR MTG channel for all things Magic the Gathering, and that's where all of the Magic VODs go. If you're looking for any of our Twitch VODs that are not Magic related or tabletop related, they are all on the Streams channel at Loading Ready Live, including the unedited versions of 9 O'Clock and Watch and Play and Let's Know. We also have another channel that's just for my vlogs, which obviously I haven't updated in a while for reasons, but I'm looking to start doing that in the near future. All right, let's talk about some specifics. Quirpline Season 3. Consider this a formal announcement that Quirpline Season 3 is a thing that exists and will happen. We actually recorded it a while ago, but due to a variety of reasons, more reasons than possibly you're even thinking, it couldn't get out the door. But now, it is on its way in the coming months. Moving on. Let's talk Friday nights. And even after 20 years, it's very difficult for us to get every piece of news out to everyone who needs to hear it, so let me start with a recap of where that show's at and how it got there. Back in the day, we were making that show on contract for Wizards of the Coast. In 2019, they decided to end production of it, which is fine. We have no ill will with them for that, and they in fact allowed us to keep using the name and everything so that we could produce new episodes of it on our own, which we were gonna do. In early 2020, we started working out the logistics of a crowdfunding campaign that we would be running to bring back a season of the show that we would film and produce in 2020. Before recording today, James actually went and checked, and the last meeting that we had about that crowdfunding campaign was February 16th, 2020, because we were gonna launch it in March 2020. And then thought, maybe let's hold off for a couple weeks and just see how this weird flu thing shakes out. And then 2 years later, I got sick, and now it's March again, 2023. Here we are. So now we're all up to speed. What does that mean? What are we doing about it? Well, we're doing a season of Friday nights about it. We're going to launch a crowdfunding campaign for it. Not in March, it'll be in the spring, so keep an eye out for that, and we'll be producing a season of Friday nights this year. It's a big priority for us, and we're really excited to finally do it. Next up, it's Loading Ready Run's 20th anniversary! Yes. Don't worry, I feel that way too. This coming October will be 20 years since we launched Loading Ready Run, which is a wild thing to say. We are not going to let this slip by without fanfare, but we don't have much to share with you at the moment, because that's coming, as I said, later in the year. However, one thing I will tell you about, because it's going to start sooner than the fall, is a limited run podcast series about the history of Loading Ready Run. Myself and Paul, and joined by a variety of guests from the crew, past and present over the years, we're going to talk about the whole chronology of this weird thing. That'll be starting in the summer. There will be more stuff to share later in the year, so keep an eye out for future YouTube updates, but in the meantime, check out this cool 20th anniversary logo. And finally, one more big thing to share with you today. Yes, it's not just the back rooms, as literally threes of you guessed in the comments on that crap shot. This will be Moonbase Mark 6. Now you may be asking, but didn't you just move into Mark 5? And no, we didn't. We've been there since we had to hastily move in August 2017. So why are we moving now? Well, the lease was up. This is a nicer, quieter area of town, and it was available, and we need more space. So now we're going to have more space. As for when we're going to move, don't have a firm answer on that yet. In 2017, like I mentioned, we had to move in a panic. This time we've had time to look at plans and think of designs. So it's been a much more pleasant process, but it's going to take a couple months yet. In fact, apart from this video and that crap shot and some behind the scenes stuff, this is the last time you're going to see it look like this, because they're going to start demoing in 4 days from now, I think. The area James and I are currently standing in is going to be the new Studio C, where we broadcast AFK and Loading Ready Live from. It's going to be 2.5 times bigger than the one we have now, so very excited for that. Very excited for this whole move, honestly.
Now, those of you with long memories will remember that when we moved from Moonbase 3 to Moonbase Delta, we had the load-bearing gratitude wall, and we were only there for a year and a half and then moved to Moonbase Mark 5 with the big banner that you could support the move and get your name on it. We're doing something a little differently this time. Starting today on store.loadingreadyrun.com, you can find the Moonbase Mark 6 merchandise collection. A couple things about this. One, it's limited. We're only selling it now as part of this process. And two, the money from it goes directly to support the move and the renovations for what we hope will be our home for many years to come. So check out store.loadingreadyrun.com and more information on the new Moonbase as it quite literally develops. But for now, back to the old place because the heat doesn't work here yet.
And that is the first YouTube update for 2023. The other 3 of these probably won't be quite so much of an info dump, but we wanted to give you as much information as we could because, we believe in transparency and you are all of our biggest supporters. We don't have shareholders to answer to, but we do have you. So check out the description below for links to all of the things. And if you're looking for a great community to hang out in, you can check out the Loading Ready Run Discord at discord.gg/LRR. Thanks for listening to me yammer on today. And again, it's because of you that we've been able to do this for almost 20 years. So thank you.